Hello everyone, stream. How's it going? I am NnelGdaBandit and I'm going to be continuing working on this space shooter prototype on my desktop. So let's take a review of what we got. And yeah, we got this guy moving. You could shoot. We got these, oh, I added some color to this guy, so he's a little different to the speedy guy. Speedy guys come in, hit you. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So, oh, I think my resolution thing. They're spawning. There's some math change. So, what am I working on now? I really wanted to... What's going on with this guy? Why is he spawning a spot here? I really wanted to work on adding a game loop to this, because right now there's no real game loop. You just kind of die and that's it. You can't really do anything. So what's horizontal? Okay. So I might have to add one to this. Oh, minus buffer. Oh, let's make this add the buffer. Probably just didn't notice this last stream, but let's see if that fixes it. Seems to fix it. Cool. So what I want to do is make it so that when you die, you know, you get a retry screen. Another thing we will probably want to do is maybe add a score screen, because you know, score UI or whatever. Because right now there's, you know, we're debug logging whatever kill we get, but right now it's not much is happening. But once we put it in a game loop, it will start feeling like a game, and then from there we can add to it more and stuff. You know, should be some simple UI stuff we can do to make it work, like hooking up to specific events. So let's start. Let's start by creating an actual UI canvas. UI canvas here. I'm gonna actually, before I forget, I'm gonna increase my font size a little bit here, because I think it makes it easier to read on stream. Gotta remember to do that because I like it small for some reason. We got a canvas, so let's first make it so we can just respawn. Let's create a basic panel. So in the canvas here, we have it as a screen space overlay, which means I'm gonna render over everything. Which, you know, it works for this case. But another option you might want to do is make it like a camera based thing, which, you know, you click here, screen space camera, and you have to actually create a camera. You don't have to do this. You could use a screen space overlay if you really wanted to, but where's camera? Here it is. Yeah. Then you say, hey, I want to put it on this camera. Now it's going to render to this camera. This canvas will render to this camera. So if we decide, like, first we probably want to make it orthographic because it's flat, and we don't really need to clear. We just have a little more control over stuff. And right now, this camera is just being rendered behind everything. So we'd have to change that. What is it? Is it the opposite? What is depth? That's -1, so this should be 0. Yeah, 0 should be good. Unless... graphics 0. What's the game look like? Game looks like this. Oh, I see. I see. This is rendering everything. We only want it to render the UI. So this should only render the UI. So like the fact that it was over here, when it was at everything, it was rendering the whole scene again, which I really don't want. So we can move our little UI scene over here to make it a little easier to work with. It's kind of the whole reason for this. So when we look in the game view right now, this is kind of transparent, this panel. So like if we made it fully white, it would, you know, let's even light up my camera. It would do that. It would make it so, you know, you can't see under it or whatever. Maybe we want something like more darker. Like a little bit of like an alpha. It's darker when you die or something, like when the screen pops up, so it's like a, yeah, something like that. So that could be the main panel. And then from here, what should we do from here? What should we do from here? We should add a retry button, right? Retry button. Great. Actually, let's create another little panel. This time it's going to be, this whole panel is just really an image. Let's create another image. Let's center it here. Let's make it 300 or something. I think I got a lot of pixels going on, but feels too tall. 100. Okay. Make this a color of what? Alpha it out to like that. Okay, now we got a little screen for it. Little background, and here we're gonna make a button. Actually, let's create a button. Game object, create UI button. You could also use a Text Mesh Pro button. There. Oh, this will make me want to import it, I guess. So, yeah. I'll just do regular button. It's all we really need here. We can make it bigger. Let's make it like 300 by 200 or, yeah, no, it's not a big one. No. 50, 200. Do this. We're probably gonna make this smaller too. For now. And just make this, change this text to just be like a retry. Retry. We could UI text, add a little title thing here. Game over or something. Center this text, put it up here. Increase this font size by a bunch. Give it a cool color. Yeah, yellow works. Yellow will be very readable. So we have a game over text. Now, when we hit this button, we want to restart the game. Oh, I disabled this. Why did I disable it? It should look somewhat like that. Or actually, we probably want to eventually show our score here. I'm just going to move this down, and then we can reserve this space here for our score. Let's call this Invis. And let's move all this stuff under this panel. We can call this like the retry panel. The retry panel will actually start disabled, right? We don't want it to show right away. Yeah, something like that. Simple. I would want to change the color of the buttons too, but yeah, there's a bunch of different colors you could change. I think if you just edit this one, it can, like, the color just multiplies to it, so we could make a little simple change here. Maybe make the button a little darker or something, and it would take a little bit of effect on there, the whole thing. But if you wanted to change every state, you have to do it here. There's normal, highlighted, press, selected. You could also add an animation and stuff, and we could do that. Pretty easy. But let's keep trucking. I want to maybe add color here. Light blue, green. Let's make this font bigger too. Make it nice and bold. You can actually bold it too. We're just using the standard Unity font. Nothing special going on here. So that's the retry panel. So now that we have the player spawn controller here, it uses the player manager to spawn. I think the player manager is going to be in charge of showing that, well, not showing that screen per se, but sending an event saying, hey, you know, the player's dead, so let's add an event here. I'm gonna actually just change this to using system so we can use action here. And I'm just gonna make a public static. I'm gonna make a static action. Player. Pass in the player, we call it player destroyed. Oh. We can... Is this being called anywhere? We can call this on player destroyed if we want. Who's actually calling this? Oh, the ship call. That makes sense. So we can do, if there's a handler, then we can just call this. So you can just do this. No, then on player destroy, and then player, but you just pass in player. But you know, a shorthand for this whole line here is just, you know, you do question or dot invoke and then pass in the player. Same thing, shorthand. Just a different syntax or whatever. So what this is going to do is going to say, hey, the player is destroyed. Theoretically, you could say, like, yeah, it's probably overkill that we have number of active players here, but technically you should support multiples. Yeah, you might want to, like, listen to for like the number of players left before you show the screen or whatever, but let's just start here. So let's create a game folder. Let's call this UI or something. Create C# script, and we'll call this UI manager, right? It's a simple class. So here, public. So what we want this to do, like public void on awake, we want to know about, and then like on awake, we want to register for a listener to say, hey, what's happening with the player? Manager dot on player destroyed plus equals. So we need a function here, so let's call this player destroyed, right? And then make this private void on player dstry destroyed player. And then so we're registering for listener there. We have to remove it on destroy. Otherwise, we'll try to keep a reference to it around. So here, this is a little event. It says when it's destroyed, we'll know when the player is destroyed. So what we're gonna need next is like to show this screen is maybe a retry screen. Very, very simple. I'm not even gonna do anything in here yet, but I'm just gonna reference it in here. Retry screen. Okay. Oh no, I don't do that. So when the player is destroyed, we probably want to say, hey, retry screen set active true, right? Because they were destroyed, we want to show this screen. So we can hit retry again or whatever. Cool. So whenever the retry screen's set, we might want to do like a start. Not start. Enable. So I didn't add text yet, but I'm just going to do it here. Actually, I don't think public text. We're going to call this score value or something like that. We're going to have to set this. So I don't think we're keeping track of the score value anywhere. Energy manager. So, we are in energy manager. Not really a good place for it, but maybe we should keep track on it on the player itself, actually. Because then everybody could have their own score and stuff like that. So let's get rid of it here. So the player could have his own score. Public hit score. Right? I think that makes sense. So now we need to know when an enemy is destroyed. So we can do the exact same thing we did for the player. Yep. Here. Say on enemy destroyed. Right. And then we can just use quick actions to add actions. Hey Pancake Sweats, thanks for the follow. System, how's it going, man? I like your name. On enemy destroyed. Let's do this. Let's do this. Again, we can just do here, question mark, dot invoke enemy. The static. I'm gonna make this static. So yeah, so we can be the player, be like, oh. So this will only work in the sense that you know, there's only one player right now, but like this is I think this is what we want to start with. On enemy destroyed. Enemy going good, man. How are you? Enemy destroyed. I love the your name, Pancake Sweats. Call you Pancake, but if that's what you like to be called. Okay, and then we can, so we're adding the listener in awake, removing on destroyed. Let's update our score based on the enemy. So the enemy could have a score here. Doing pretty good, just taking a short break while the duo partner does stuff. Cool, what game are you playing? Fortnite? PUBG? Pancake. Let's just really quick add a score value public int score equals, let's say call 10 for enemies. Oh, Rocket League, oh fun. Oh, Rocket League's fun. I had a friend who was really good at it. I was not so good at it, but he was really good at it. And playing with him, you know, he'd carry us pretty hard. Oh yeah, cool. I like Sea of Thieves. I plan on playing that like maybe next Thursday or maybe this Thursday or something. That game's a lot of fun too, and like you can be a total, you know, like a total noob and still have a lot of fun. That's a lot. That's one thing I really like about that game. Whereas like you go into PUBG after you haven't played for a long time, you just like get on and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? But yeah, dude, these are a lot of fun. Oh, it is? You stream that the most? How often do you stream? Let's see. Okay, so the enemy is now telling us the score. We are recording the score. My manager, the retry screen, we could say we have to get this score from the player now. So we can feed it to the player saying, retry screen, saying, hey, show retry. You say and score. Yeah, same here, man. Like, you try to do it twice a week, but it's usually 0 viewers. Yeah, I started streaming in like last month, and yeah, it's mostly been 0 viewers. I stream Monday and Thursdays definitely, and then I try to like stream whenever I can on the not days. And Monday I try to reserve for game development stuff. But yeah, Thursday I'll definitely be streaming some sort of game. But one of the other streamer guys I was talking to, Havoc, he was thinking about playing Sea of Thieves 2 on Thursday. Like, if you wanted to group up or something, I'm totally down. So retry screen score value dot text equals score dot to string, because we want to set the score. Like, I have you know, I have kids and stuff, so I gotta kids, full-time job, all that fun stuff. Finding the time can be tricky, but I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Meeting some cool people. Score. You always thought game stuff was cool, just not that tech savvy. I have a hard enough time doing anything with my stream stuff. Yeah, it's well, I went to school for this stuff, so it's what I do for my, you know, my day job or whatever. I do dev work. So but like Unity's made it a lot easier to get into game dev stuff. Like, that's the game engine I'm using. They kind of, you know all about the dad's life. Yeah. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work being a dad. But it's a lot of fun too. I like it. I love it. Yeah, it's I never knew how, like, what being a dad was going to be like until it happened. Like, different. It's very cool. There we go. So let's retry screen. Set that up. We can set this as score value. Have to assign this little reference here. Score label. What is this? This is game over label. Game over label. Bam. So let's go back to the restream. How many kids you got? 1, 2? True. Avoid. Hide. Retry. False. I got twin girls. We wanted to have twins, and so, like, we got them out of the way. Or sorry, we wanted to have 2, so we got them all out of the way in one shot. Luckily. Oh, it's fun. Okay, so we want to call, instead of calling this, we want to show retry with the player score. Score. Okay. And then the player Probably want to reset the score whenever he gets what on enable we want to call score equals 0 to reset it. Oh man, 1 on the way. 2 and 1 on the way. Oh man. Oof. It's a lot. 3. Oh man, 3 is a lot. Two's more than I can handle. Man, it's fun. It's fun being a dad. Having people, having like someone who's always ready to be silly and laugh at you. It's awesome. I don't know. They're not very critical yet. Oh really? There's no more difference between 2 and any more after that? Like after a certain point, I think they might get help. Like some of your like older kids become helpful. After a certain point, I'd hope. Mine are just about to turn 2. They're turning 2 this month. How about you? How old are yours? 5 and 3. Okay. Okay, so you know, I think they could probably be helpful with the baby, right? Like, especially the 5-year-old. Like, are they excited for having another brother or sister? Okay. Oh yeah, I bet. It's always exciting to have. And like it must be super exciting to be in their shoes, like have a new brother or sister. Oh man. Let's see. I think I'm ready to test this out. Oh yeah? Yeah, I my twins are girls. So that's what we're ending with. Two. But good luck on hopefully you get what you want, like boy. Oh, it didn't work. Something messed up. Oh, I probably didn't assign the UI manager. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know, they say as long as they're healthy, right? Like, my sister-in-law had twins too, which was oh, there we go. Cool, worked. Which is kind of crazy for us, having 2 sets of twins in our immediate like family or whatever. But yeah. It's crazy. I can't even imagine them growing up yet. Like it's already going so fast. You must think the same thing. Like 5 years, probably went like in a blink of an eye. Like I feel like there's just so much to do all the time. It's just like adjusting some labels to make them smaller. Oh wow, twin girls too? Oh, congrats to him too. Congrats to you also too. Do you know if they're identical or fraternal? I twins are like, it's almost like a little like, when you have twins, there's almost like a little community around it. And then like you notice like there's so many people who have twins. It's really weird. Really weird thing. Retry. On retry. Clicked. Let's call this on retry clicked. We're gonna hide the music or hide the retry screen. Then we have to respawn the player. So this is calling spawn player. We probably want the spawn controller to call it. Out of function here. Void spawn new player. So I'll just take this here, cut it out, put it in here, bam. Spawn enable, spawns a player, and then we're also going to be able to call spawn new player from this guy. We just have to assign a reference in the scene. So retry screen. Know about the player spawn controller. Spawn controller. I'll just call it player spawn controller. Find this reference. And now we can say the button, tell the button, add a listener here in Unity. Oh, you can't remember if they're identical or fraternal. So identical is not in the family. Fraternal is. Identical is when like the egg splits or whatever. And that is not like genetic or whatever, from what I remember. So I'm gonna call on retry clicked. So like anybody has a chance to, you know, even if it's not in your family history or whatever, anybody has a chance to have identical twins, and they're usually the same sex. Usually, yeah, 5 years. I can bet. Yeah, these 2 years has gone like blink of an eye. So let's get some kills. Boom, boom, boom. Retry. I'm back. Oh, but the game does not reset, so we probably have to fix that. But I'm back. I think the score reset. All right. Gotta die. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh, it did. Okay, cool. Oh man. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'm also happy to answer any questions or comments below. Thanks so much for watching.